Well, hello everyone. My name is Tim Lee, and I'm the director and founder of Collaborate MK. And this is the first of a series of interviews of members of Collaborate MK that have the gold membership option. And today I'm speaking with Stephen Church, copyright of Copywriter Pro, based in Northampton. Hi, Stephen. Great to see you.
Hello, Tim. Lovely to be here.
Yeah, great to see you. And so, where did your career begin, Stephen?
Well, I've been very elderly. It's a very long and varied career. The copywriting career itself started 7 years ago, Copywriter Pro. I had set up an e-commerce site for a retail business very early. We had a website in 1996 and then one in proper all singing and dancing e-commerce site in 2005, which was early. It was before John Lewis and Debenham. So I learned about the importance of writing good copy, good online copy, probably through that background in e-commerce.
Right, and that's very early days as well. So at what point did you realise that you had a skill in concise wording?
Well, I loved English at school, and then at the beginning of my working life, I was an English language teacher. I worked overseas, so I've always had a love for language. I've also loved reading. And I was fascinated by psycholinguistics, by the way that words move people, how words make people behave in different ways, which is, of course, critical to copywriting. And I learned early on that to be a good copywriter, you need to have read and read and read. So many people set out to be a good copywriter because they were good at English at school or university. But a great writer to read for concise writing is Hemingway, for example. And I read loads, and I'm self-taught. I've learned so much about copywriting in the last 15 years, and I love the whole business. It's absolutely fascinating.
I can only imagine that. I'm not a great reader myself, and that's why it's great when yourself can step in and do work for me. But that's terrific. And so, what's your biggest challenge as a copywriter?
The biggest challenge is convincing people of the need for good copy. The difficulty is sometimes I think I should have been a plumber, because life for a plumber in one way is fairly easy. Everybody knows what you do. Most people know they can't do it. They know the problem. They've got a dripping tap, so they call a plumber in. He does the job, and they know he's done a good job because once they've left, hopefully the tap has stopped dripping. Copywriting is so different because everybody, and I mean everybody who's a native English speaker, did English at school. So a vast number of them were good at English, liked English, and they think that means they can write good web copy. But I've yet to see a school or university program that actually teaches people how to write effective commercial English. And it's a skill that's underrated, undervalued. Many people think they can write effective commercial copy, and they simply can't. It is a craft like any other that needs to be learned.
No, absolutely no. So when you're reviewing wording on a website, what's the most common issue that crops up?
Yes, that's a good one. I guess the most common issue is when people are unsure of their ability to write well, they hide behind being too official. So they think that long words sound professional, long sentences sound professional. I must use long words. I must use long blocks of text. It's the opposite. The way to write effectively is to write in a conversational way. And that means using shorter words and shorter sentences, writing in the way that we speak, the way we're speaking now. So the biggest mistake I see on websites is long words and long sentences.
Yeah, no, that says it all, doesn't it? Literally. So when did you learn about the importance of SEO on a website? What sort of stage did that sort of crop up?
Yeah, again, that was in the early days, because as I said, we set up this e-commerce site, and we were using Google almost before Google existed, and I learned early on about the value of SEO, how it works, why it's there, how not to use the black arts of SEO, and how I learned early on that what Google really likes is copy that engages, copy that keeps people on a website, that gets them moving from one page to another. A lot of people don't appreciate that with SEO. That's one of the things that Google measures above all others, which is how engaging a website is and how long people stay on a website.
Right. Again, didn't know that. I've got the gist of it. And I think along with a lot of people get the gist that you have to get the wording right. But that's really put the meat on the bones. And you're a very early adopter to Google then,
Absolutely.
in reality.
That's right.
So finally, so when a business owner decides that their website needs refreshing or a brand new business needs to start from scratch, what do they need to do first?
Well, I guess they need to ask themselves 3 questions. They might seem obvious, but it's amazing how many people fail to ask themselves these questions. They need to ask themselves, who is the website aimed at? Who is the target audience? That's really important. Secondly, they need to ask themselves, what benefits do they want to get across? In other words, what are the pain points of the target audience? What are the problems in their business lives or their personal lives that need to be addressed? And so the pain points are very much linked to the benefits. And thirdly, what outcome do they want from the website? I often ask a new client, well, what do you want your website to do? And they have to really scratch their heads about this. So it's a question of, how do they want the visitor to their website to respond? Do they want the visitor to pick up the phone, to send an email? So what results, what outcome do they want from the website? So those are the 3 main questions that people should be asking themselves when they're having a website designed or they're thinking about the content for their website.
Well, that's brilliant, especially when there's so many startup businesses coming along at the moment. So that is terrific advice. And right. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. It's absolutely terrific to catch up with you. And I'll see you at the next event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you, Tim.
No problem. Thank you.